So, if you guys don't know what's really going on in the world right now, the biggest thing is this Titanic submarine that is basically just like a little capsule that you can go in that fits 5, and it goes down to see the Titanic, like the wreck of the Titanic. I'd never gone. It's $250,000, and this went missing. I'm pretty sure everybody's dead. I've already seen the first part. Thank you, Penguin Zero. Love you. So we're gonna react to this first reaction video. Let's go.
I understand you're upset. I'm not upset. You wanted me to listen.
What is this? Oh, it's Mission Impossible.
This mission.
Today we finally received
I'm not reacting to that. I'm reacting to this.
an update on what the fate of the Titanic submarine was. This is a story I'm sure all of you have been following at least to some capacity or have at least heard about, and the update today isn't exactly a fairy tale ending for those aboard the vessel. Now, just in case you're in the dark on the situation, I'll give you the quick and dirty. There's a company called OceanGate. It does deep sea dives. One of the expeditions it does is take people to see the Titanic wreckage. They do this in a vehicle called Titan. It's a submersible that goes about 13,000 feet. Now, the CEO of OceanGate is a real quirky wacko name.
He not to do any hate speech here, but he's yep.
Named Stockton Rush. And Stockton Rush went real loosey-goosey with the construction of Titan. And there was a ton of alarm bells ringing about the potential safety risk that his experimental vessel held for not only himself, but the passengers that he would take down to the Titanic.
Yeah, because he was on that. That's not a flattering pause. I'm sorry, Charlie. Sorry, Charlie. But he was on there, so he's probably dead. Unless he placed a door down there or something.
Wreckage. And on the most recent expedition, that disaster, that impending doom that people were warning, came true. They lost communication with the vessel on Sunday, about an hour and 45 minutes after launch, which is extremely quickly. The whole journey is about 8 hours, and they lost communication within the first 2. So this started a very big rescue attempt to try and figure out where they are and can they be saved. And today we got our answer. It's a no. According to the most recent report, there was really never a chance of saving them. It seems like the acoustic signature that the US Navy picked up on Sunday was consistent with an implosion. However, they deemed it not definitive evidence, but it still seemed like an extremely likely explanation for the lack of communication as well as that acoustic signature. So they also, through remote vehicles, found 5 different major...
Oh yeah, Titanic 2's coming out. Oh yeah. This is like the second Edmund Fitzgerald. Like, nobody knows how it... Oh, we do know how they died. But we don't know the stories.
Pieces of debris to confirm that the Titan submersible was the victim of a catastrophic implosion. Obviously, nobody's surviving an implosion at that depth, and even if somehow they did, let's say they were made...
Isn't not flattering pause? It's still... Is it an implosion where it blows up from the inside instead of... Or... Wait... Okay, I never said that. Don't. Edit this out. Editor me that doesn't even edit. Because I don't know how to edit.
Made out of adamantium. They would run out of air trying to get to the surface from where the implosion took place. So this Titan submersible claimed the lives of 5...
And it's super cold. So, have fun. This random multimillionaire guy trying to swim up some, like, 4-degree waters to get to the surface. Then he figures I was going the wrong way when he dies.
And the Titanic may have sunk
Oh,
over 100 years
doggy.
ago, but it's still taking lives to this day, I suppose. Now, there's actually a lot more that kind of going lives to this day. Titanic may have
Yeah,
sunk
he has a
over
cute
100
dog.
years ago,
That's a
but
cute
it's still
little
taking
husky.
lives to
I
this
want a
day, I
husky.
suppose. Now, there's actually a lot more that kind of goes into today's update that makes the situation even weirder over the last 5 days, but I want to get to that in a moment. I want to explain just how fucking dangerous this thing was.
Let's hope I wasn't 3 minutes into the video. And it was 5. Let's go. Alright. Still get I still get money. The 5 cents that I would have made off this video.
entire Titanic submarine story has captivated people in a way I haven't seen since Pokemon Go popped off. Even people way outside of the internet, like I played basketball last night and we talked about the Titanic submarine situation, which is a very unusual topic for us to discuss before going out onto the holy court and dropping buckets for our sins. But it's just a story that everyone everywhere seems to have been kind of drawn in by because the lunacy surrounding this entire situation is like something you couldn't even write for a cartoon. It's the most predictable disaster ever, apparently, where OceanGate and the Titan sub had already faced a lawsuit about how dangerous it was. The
Oh my
last voyage,
gosh.
the last expedition it went on, also got lost for 5 hours, and then, they got lucky, all the stars aligned and they were able to not die on that one. And then, without making any big changes to the safety of the vehicle, they decided to just do an encore performance, a round 2, hop back in the saddle, and get ready for another expedition. So, the CEO just sounds like an unhinged crazy person who thought he was Jimmy Neutron, who literally whipped this thing up using off-the-shelf supplies from fucking Camping World, which he proudly talks about. Now, of course, the whole thing isn't made from Camping World supplies, but he's very proud of the fact that this is basically an improvised weapon you'd make in Dead Rising, just throwing a bunch of shit together and making it work the best that you can. It wasn't certified by any regulatory body. He had been warned for years about the potential safety risk to everyone on board and was advised not to take people down there since it was so experimental. But the CEO, Rush, really seemed to have a vendetta against safety itself. He was leading a crusade against the idea of, playing it safe. He wanted to take big risks, not only with his life, but the passenger's life as well. He famously called the industry obscenely safe, and talks about how it
Yep,
inhibits
sure.
innovation and growth,
Sure.
which is such a fucking crazy take. Everything that could possibly be wrong with a submersible or a CEO of a company like this was wrong here. He put a fucking window on the submersible that was rated for 1,300 meters to withstand that amount of pressure, but this fucking thing dives to 4,000 meters. What a crazy miscalculation. You are begging to die with that there. It was only a matter of time. It's fucking crazy. And even there's still so much more. On top of this giant mountain of shit that I've already been spewing out about this, there's still one last little dingleberry I haven't even touched on. He
Really?
charged $250,000 per seat for this adventure.
Yeah, it's
$250,000 for basically...
Bro died a rich man. But he died on his own ship. The captain always goes on
a
his ship.
claustrophobic coffin that goes deep underwater. It's baffling. It is fucking... It's unbelievable that this is real. That's why the story has become such a phenomenon. Now, I briefly mentioned that the confirmation of the 5 dead aboard the Titan submersible today via catastrophic implosion makes the whole situation a little weirder when it comes to its rescue mission, and I want to explain what I mean.
We know you're hovering
No.
over that button, but we need your help. We have a better button, we promise. Right
World
on time.
of Tanks. Okay.
Not bright
Hmm.
enough.
Hmm.
Makeup flash. Still not enough? All right.
Apparently they had this evidence to suggest the implosion as far back
Miscalculation.
as Sunday. Yet, for the last 5 days, we've still been getting updates about the rescue missions and even been being fed like little glimmers of hope that they might be alive and there might be a chance to save them. For example, a couple days ago,
I just now realized that he has a ton of handprints all around his god slap.
There was these reports of banging that they were getting picked up, that they were hearing banging, and they were reporting it as if it could be the passengers making noise to get their attention to try and, basically send up a flare of where they were in the ocean. How the fuck could that be the case if the vessel imploded on Sunday? Was it ghost sailors playing a drum solo? Was it Davy Jones at the bottom of the seabed floor banging pots and pans together? What was the banging noise then? Because again, during, the updates on the situation, everyone was glued to each update and, getting told that there's like this, glimmer of hope, hearing these banging sounds that could potentially be the missing vessel and the people inside making noise. It's just a little odd that they wouldn't come forward like, don't put too much stock in that because we have this evidence here that suggests it's most likely an implosion. And from a couple sources I read, it seemed like a lot of people behind the scenes kind of already understood that most likely it had imploded. Not necessarily like a mechanical failure or a power failure or something. Whereas the media kind of led people to believe that that really wasn't the case and they were potentially just stranded down there running out of oxygen. Like, Jesus Christ, a lot of these journalists had actual like New Year's Eve ball drop countdowns, an actual doomsday clock ticking down how many hours of oxygen the passengers would have left. Literally just counting down their demise through, lack of oxygen. So if they had evidence that, it was actually an implosion, I don't understand what the point of leading people to believe that they're still there dying slowly and painfully was. That just seems a little odd to me. I don't really get that. I understand that the implosion evidence wasn't definitive, but it still seemed like an extremely plausible explanation that a lot of people seem to think was probably just the truth of what happened. So I don't know why they wouldn't really be focusing on that as opposed to like they're painfully slowly dying down there unless we save them. And again, most people knew once this story broke that there was no chance of saving them. The only way they could have been saved is if they somehow floated to the surface somewhere in the area and it was just a matter of finding where they were on the surface. Because at that depth, 13,000 feet or anything around that depth, there are so little options for a rescue mission. There's not a whole lot that can really be done there. So most people expected they weren't going to be found alive or rescued, but I don't think most people expected the truth to be it imploded on Sunday. Because again, the media just kind of kept leading people to believe that, no, they're probably suffocating down there with lack of oxygen. And also we're getting some banging noises here, so that they might still be there struggling right now. So the whole thing is just very odd. And the more and more information that comes out about it, the more and more sad and baffling it becomes. Like, just a few hours ago, it was reported that one of the passengers aboard the submersible, a 19-year-old kid, the son of an extremely wealthy man, had only gone on it because he wanted to do something nice for Father's Day. So he agreed to go on the submersible with his dad despite being completely terrified of it. And
No, no, thank you. I wouldn't be doing that. No.
not wanting
No,
to do
no,
it
no,
all
no,
himself.
no.
He just wanted to be there to be supportive of his dad on Father's Day.
It's such a good child. It's good. It's a good man. Good man. But that means that it wasn't just a bunch of like 50-year-olds. It was a 19-year-old. Solomon DeWood.
Put it all himself. He just wanted to be there to be supportive of his dad on Father's Day. And it cost him his life. I still can't believe that anyone would show up to the Titan submersible and actually still get on it. There's a walkthrough CBS did showcasing the Titan submersible and everything about it, and I shit you not, it is literally held together by like fucking bubblegum, popsicle sticks, and toothpaste. Like, on some of the levers, there's actual just duct tape there and Sharpie kind of pointing on what it's supposed to do. Like actual fucking taped together components, it seems, at some parts. Like, I don't understand how anyone would actually get there and be like, okay, I'm ready. I'm gritting my teeth. Let's get this done.
Dude, I can't even go on. I can't even go on like the zipper at like a carnival. So try and catch me getting on this because it's gonna be hard. It's already hard to catch a little leprechaun, but it's gonna be much difficult trying to catch one trying to get on the Titan submersible.
It's just mind blowing. It's so fucking unbelievable that this ever operated in the first place. This should have never had real passengers on it. James Cameron just did a whole little interview about it because James Cameron is actually an expert in this field. He's done some of the deepest dives ever recorded. He's been very deep in the industry here, this industry here, for a long time. And he kind of weighed in on like everyone knew that what Rush was doing wasn't safe. And they never should have had people aboard.
Russians will see. I keep on pausing it. It's such a bad point. I'm sorry, Charlie. I'm sorry, I'm moist critical.
It should have been unmanned or less experimental. You know, it's everyone knew that what he had built here was going to lead to someone's death, and it was just a matter of time. And yet he just kept doing it, just ignoring them, and it cost 5 people their lives, his included. Just a crazy situation overall. Today was, the final update about what's happened to it. So I at least wanted to give everyone closure in case you hadn't heard yet about like what the situation was with the submersible. So yeah, that's really about it. So yeah.
Dr. Squatch. Star Wars.
What?
It's here. The Dr. Squatch Star Wars Collection 2. 4 new limited edition bar soaps inspired by...
No, it's kind of weird. Hope you guys enjoyed my reaction video. I'll probably do another one. I'm thinking about... I wanted to react to a poncho video, but I feel like if I actually like gave my actual opinion, I would get flagged because of hate speech, especially because it's June. So I just have to wait 7 more days until I can make that video. I'll just react to a different poncho video.